Guten Tag, Green Bee here, and I wanted to get into what blacksmithing means to me, and more importantly, the blacksmithing community. Well, first off, I've been a part of many communities over the years, and some have been more welcoming than others. And blacksmithing has been one of the most welcoming communities that I've been a part of. I've met a lot of great people, blacksmiths and non-blacksmiths, those who are learning just like me, those who have been doing it for years, and everything in between. And it's been an uplifting community. What got me started was I was feeling kind of sorry for myself one night and wanted something to kind of relax to. And I figured, maybe watching a blacksmithing video with listening to the sound of the hammering, that might help kind of boost me a little bit. And what I landed on was John Switzer at Black Bear Forge. And that got me to thinking, you know what? It would be interesting to actually try. I've kind of envisioned myself doing it, but nah. Well then, I started seeing Christcentered Ironworks pop up in my feed and started watching some of his videos. And it was the horseshoe nail hook video that got me to thinking, maybe I can do this. Maybe I actually can. What would it take? I've got a hammer. We've got a propane torch. Didn't know where it was at the time, but... And then I've got a rail. I've got a drill press. I've got everything I need. I should try it. Never did try it, but got to thinking, okay, if I'm going to be doing this, how would I do it? Would I be able to do it with what I've got? And I realized that the propane torch would be a safety issue, because I'd either have to leave it burning or lose heat turning it off and all that, which is why I never got around to doing it. Probably could. Plus, I don't know what's in the nails that I've got. But I started watching more and more videos as time went on, and then I saw a video that Turin Men put out. Like John Switzer, I have no idea how to pronounce Swedish. Really wish he would put out a video that actually tells us how to pronounce his last name. But I saw him do a video on a dirt box forge. And that blew my mind. It seriously blew my mind. Because I'm going, those materials are easy to get. Holy cats. I mean, I see builder ads on Craigslist all the freaking time. I see advertisements for pallets all the time. Why can't I do it? What's stopping me? Gathering the materials. That's it. So I bided my time, and my wife was keeping her eye on Craigslist, and managed to find a barbecue. This one. So went and got it, and then we had a problem where we needed fill dirt because we had a sprinkler line break. So we got fill dirt. And I first tried straight cat litter. That didn't work out quite so well. Tried straight fill dirt. That didn't work out quite so well. What's in there now is a mix of the two. It's I got some cat litter in the back of the car and a blender second hand that I want to try and make meat. And what started me on YouTube was the fact that I'm terribly forgetful, and dementia runs in my family. It really does. So, I mean, I'm not even 40 years old yet. I'm just shy. And knowing that my memory is bad to begin with, and knowing it's only going to get worse, I wanted a way to document. And it didn't take me long to realize that if I'm documenting, why not present it in such a way for other people who might enjoy watching and go from there. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that being on YouTube would only be of benefit. Whether I monetize or not, doesn't matter. It's just, it's a way of spreading the blacksmithing love. It's a way of advertising. It's a way of sharing. I mean, there's so much that can be done with it. But the primary purpose is, honestly, for me. And no other reason. So, and, the blacksmithing community, I mean, the amount of help I got with just my forge alone has been tremendous. The Barrett family, in particular, have been so supportive of me. Adam from What the Forge has been so supportive, so helpful in helping me get my forge to where it is now. And watching Ting Ting's videos, watching John Switzer's videos, Roy's videos, JT's videos, Randy and James, all of them. There's a lot of Jameses. Watching Yamez. I pop into a stream and say hi, and it's just a wave of love. It's this wave of acceptance, something that I've always had a hard time achieving. Growing up, I've never been shall we say well-regarded. I've always been a bit of an outcast. I've always been picked on. Some of you know I grew up in Germany in air bases, hence the German greeting. And it was hell. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. Well, I take that back. It was war. Following the quote from MASH, war is war and hell is hell. Who's in hell? Sinners. Who gets caught up in wars? Innocents. He's right there. And I cannot describe that time as being hell. I can only describe it as being war in that context. And even after moving to the States, it was more of the same. I had more friends, but between the culture shock and the teasing, the damage had been done. I was pulled into myself, and I still am. I'm arguably even worse now than I've ever been. I almost never go anywhere socially anymore. I've never been one for parties. I may go out to role play for a while, but after a while, I start to recede. I start to become reclusive again. And it's not through any fault of the group. It's just that my social phase is over. My ability to handle being in a group of people face to face has met its limit, and I can no longer maintain it. So, with the blacksmithing community, that is less of an issue. You know, if I don't show up for a live stream, not a big deal. If I do, it's, hey, welcome. You are here, you belong. And the other thing about blacksmithing is I am standing on the shoulders of giants. Blacksmithing, as we all know, is thousands of years old, depending on, and even older, depending on how you define smithing as in general. But it is an ancient craft that's perhaps only it's perhaps second only to flint knapping and stonework. I mean, that's how ancient blacksmithing is. I mean, this right here started out as a rock on a stick, and before that, it was a rock in the hand. And someone figured out, put the rock on a stick, and it's much more effective. I mean, you're going to get a lot more force from here than here. The spear, the arrow, compound tools, all led up, and humans' innate curiosity combined. You know, here's what I have, what can I do with this? Combines into this beautiful craft, this beautiful thing. And as time wore on, more and more people got into it, more and more, you know, as methods spread, as new discoveries are made. I mean, the original anvil wasn't much more than this in a stump. And now, you know, I mean, we've got ALOs, we've got anvils with a tail, with a horn, with a hardy hole, pritchel hole. I mean, it's amazing. And every time I hit metal, I'm drawn into that. And that is such a beautiful thing. That's my thoughts on the matter. I hope this actually worked. So I will catch you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.